Hello, Flosstube. It's Chris again here, your Rose Stitches on Instagram and here on Flosstube. Today is Sunday, January something. I don't have my phone's up there. Anyways, hey, there's a football game on today, and we're gonna root for the Niners because we always root for the Niners here in this household. And so later on, we're going over to our friend's house and we're going to watch the game. And hopefully they win so the husbands are happy. Anyway, so thank you for coming back. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate the subscribers. I appreciate people coming over to my Instagram and following me over there and giving me all the likes and comments and encouragement. I really appreciate it. I'm still enjoying this. So if you're new here, again, my name is Chris. I live in California, and I'm a cross stitcher, a quilter. I used to be a scrapbooker. I do embroidery and woolwork and painting and gardening and reading, and I do all the things. Like my ADHD, I'm sure, just goes all over the place. And so I think I'm getting a little bit better with this. I'm just trying to calm myself down more with my anxiety, trying to just like, hey, breathe. It's okay. Just talk like you would to anyone. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope you see something that you like and you stick around. I keep planning on doing this for quite a while. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And if you're returning, hey guys, I'm back. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm going to be showing some Christmas gifts that I got that were stitchy related. I'm going to share some new starts, some finishes, what I have been stitching on for the last couple weeks. I will be sharing my Snowman, just a little bit of the quilts, smaller quilts that I have with me right now, and a big box of Snowman finishing that I've done, friends have done, my grandma's done over the years. So after Christmas is done in my house, and I still have some things I need to put away, all my dishes and the glasses and breakables and stuff, all that has to still be put away. And hopefully tomorrow I can do it, because it's just giving me too much anxiety that it's still all over the dining room table. But then I pull out Snowman. Yes, I know I live in Northern California, right in the Central Valley, and nope, we get no snow. So what I do is I decorate with snowmen to try to feel like we actually get a winter. Although it's been pretty cold lately again. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm digging on my little knit hats right now because it was 35 degrees yesterday, and my husband went for an 8-mile run, and I'm like, you crazy. I'm going to stay inside underneath a blanket and just stitch. So, anyways, I'm going to just look at my notes, what I'm doing. Okay, so last time you were here, it was my whip parade. I had a lot of fun doing that. Thank you for watching that. Thank you for the comments on that. If you have not watched it, go check it out. There is a lot on there. I think that I only showed 44, but there was actually 45. I did not show it because I didn't have the picture of what the whip is, but that was Christmas at Cranberry Cabin. It's a Brenda Gervais, so I will be sharing that a little bit later. Yeah, 45 is a lot. And then I started seeing people on Instagram, you know, showing their whip parades, and so I'd follow them. And watching their whips, and I mean, some people have 79, someone had 250. Like, to me, my anxiety just goes through the roof. Like, that is way too much. But someone said, if it's already kitted and you want to start it, just start it. So even just a few stitches in it, I mean, why not? And because I will go through my my bags and like, oh my gosh, I want to start that pattern. Oh, I want to do that for this person, or you know, whatever the case is. I'm like, oh, but I've got to finish this stuff first because I already have so many whips. And at this point in time, you know what, just do whatever you want to do. If you want to start something, start something. Part of it is I have a lot of smalls, and I don't do a lot of smalls. I have a lot of big projects, and I need to set aside time and just do some smalls. So anyways, Whip Parade was last week, right before the new year. And so my oldest son, James, he was here, and I've taken over the room again. So I've added some new things to the wall. I will, once I finish, I have some ears I need to put up. You know, behind me is the closet. Well, not behind me. Behind you is actually the closet. And above there, I want to hang up all of my Mickey ears. The headband ones, I can't wear those anymore. The heaviness of it, it hurts my head too much. So I want to hang up those. And there's a few, well, I need to still pick a snowman quilt to put up right here. And then on this other wall, there is a big empty space, and I need to put some things there. Once everything is where I feel like I'm ready, I will do a tour of my sewing room, sewing/craft room / quilting room, because the stitchery room is downstairs, which is the family room. And we could always do a tour of that one as well, because I've changed some things around. Anyways, so James went home. He actually stayed an extra couple days because the Niners played again at home, and my husband has season tickets, so James stayed. Of course, they lost the game. It really sucked. And we took him to the airport on Sunday morning, and he got home safe and sound, which was great. And we do have plans. We're going out to Florida in March, and our other son Andrew is going to go with us. And yeah, it wasn't supposed to be a full-on theme park trip. It was supposed to be just kind of hanging out at James's place, waiting until he gets home, you know, take Andrew out and about, you know, the area that James lives at, because Andrew wants to move there next year. No, this year, when he's done with his program. And because we're now in 2026. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. But no, we're doing theme park. So we're going to go to Epic for a few days. We're going to do only 3 of the 4 parks at Disney. The boys didn't want to go do Animal Kingdom right now, which is fine, because Mark and I will do it in July. Yeah, I mean, the family, we're all doing good. Outside of, I had a migraine for almost 10 days. It was like 2 migraines, like right next to each other. And so that really sucks. So last week I had to cancel several jobs because I could not function right. So yeah, that kind of sucks. So before we move on into all of my fun, you know, things I want to share with you, I don't know about you, but I always pick a word of the year. I haven't gotten so far as to make cute little pillows and, you know, things like that, but it is something that I mentally put in my head of like, what that word means to me throughout the year. Sometimes I've picked, you know, focus in the in the past. I've done, um, I've done love. I've done, gosh, I can't even remember all my words. I usually put them on Facebook. But this year I did wellness. Um, my health is not, I'm not in good health right now. During COVID, because here in California, we really got shut down, and I focused a lot on my health during that time, and I focused on my weight and getting healthy. And within a year and a half, I had lost 65 pounds. Fast forward to now, I have gained probably almost all of it back. Sucks. So, I'm going to work on my physical wellness. I need to get feeling better. My knees, I mean, I'm only 50 and it hurts to walk up and down the stairs. My knees are so jacked from the arthritis. I need to work on my mental health. I am on medication for my anxiety, which is really, really good. Off the offset of it, and something that my husband said yesterday, is that you're no longer like OCD about how things are. So like right now, our dining room table, we never use it, and sometimes we question why we even have it. I kind of want to make it into a sitting room, because my coffee bar's in there, and maybe have a couple pub chairs in there, just kind of like a reading pub coffee nook kind of area. Anyways, right now it's just filled with all these things I need to put away into the cabinets and switch out, all the glass and breakable stuff that's Christmas. Well, it's still sitting there for the last week and a half. Well, granted, I had a migraine, but I'm not as quick to, get things all done. I'm like really kind of chill, relaxed. I think it's kind of good for me, but it's also like, oh, things were on top of it before when I wasn't on the medication, but the medication is very good for me, honestly. My last part of my wellness is I need to work more on my spiritual wellness. I am a believer, and I need to put more focus on Him, on our Lord, and bring Him more into my heart and into my life and into what I'm putting out there as well. We're not getting any younger, and I want to live my life not only for my family and doing good for myself, for my health and all of that stuff, but also for Him. So I'm gonna last time I said I would mention, this whole emergency bracelet thing. So just a quick story. So with my health, so yeah, not that you want to run down and do the whole like, I have asthma, I'm allergic to this. Okay. So anyways, I have terrible food allergies. So, and it's something that's super rare. I actually have a Caspian allergy, which means I am allergic to peppers. I am allergic to all chili peppers, bell peppers. It's the seeds in it, and and sometimes they're left in there. And to black pepper, of course the white pepper. But yeah, so I have an anaphylactic reaction to it. It used to be more stomach issues, and I didn't know about it for the longest time. I was just like assumed, okay, anytime I can go eat Mexican food or something, I'm just going to be doubled over in pain later on, but it's so good and I enjoy it. I'll just deal with the abdominal pain and everything, and then back in 2019. We were in Vegas. I'm trying to make this as short as possible, but we were in Vegas with my best friend and my sis and their husbands, and we were at a restaurant, and I literally just had like a couple of bites of this dish. It was peanut noodles, which I've never had before. And I'm not allergic to peanuts, like straight up. I'm not allergic to nuts. And it was spicy, and I was just like, gosh, this is really, really spicy. And all of a sudden, like, my mouth blew up, my tongue blew up, my face got all puffy, and the girls were like, oh my God, Chris, it looks like you just got Botox, like right now. Like, so yeah, the manager called 911, and I'm rushed off, you know, the strip down to the hospital, and I was there for like 5 hours. And, you know, just long story short, you know, it turns out that, yeah, I'm allergic to all this stuff. So eating out is extremely hard for me. And people don't always understand that, yeah, I need a clean surface. No, don't just give me that allergy menu, because that's all with tree nuts and, you know, soy and stuff like that. I'm allergic to the seasoning. Like, so I will say one thing. Over in Europe, when we traveled a few years ago, and we were there for 3 weeks, for 3 weeks, I got to eat almost every single day great food, because everything is homemade right then and there, all from scratch. So maybe I just need to move to Europe. I don't know. Okay, so we're 16 minutes in, and all I've been doing is talking, and you're probably just like, okay, Chris, come on, come on. But anyways, hey, but you know what? Sometimes in the beginning of, you know, of a Flosstube journey, you kind of want to start knowing the person, not just with their stitching. So that's what I'm trying to do. Give you a little bit more into who I am. So I do wear this bracelet at all times. I do have an EpiPen. So if you're ever out with me, and some ladies from Stitch West got to hear the story, and they were also very clear with the waiter, like, okay, does this appetizer have, you know, pepper in it? And they, you know, and it did. So they were just like, Chris, don't touch it, you know. So I think it's very important for you all to know, if I refuse to eat something, it's because I probably shouldn't. And I don't want anyone to have to stab me with my EpiPen, and I don't want to go to the hospital anymore for this. So thank you for bearing with me on that. Okay, so I'm gonna start. Let me start with the new starts. Oops. So I have, oh, it's all falling. So I actually, I'll start with this one. So Midnight Santa, everyone from Jingle Bell was just like, ah. Everyone wants to do this. So I'm stitching this on a, it's really dark, and I mean, I don't have much. I started this on New Year's Eve. I didn't get too far. I only have just the tree done, but it was really later in the evening. My head was pounding, but I was like, I got to put this start on it. And I so it's kind of like in the middle, but it's the start of the stocking to go over this direction. So I will have enough room to do the toe, you know, over here on the bottom here. But the material is Old Top Hat. It's 40 count from Dames of the Needle. It is really dark, so I was really struggling at first that night, but again, I was starting my migraine. I'd like to keep working on this because, of course, it's beautiful. I will say, and I've already seen people like change out the wording here changing out what he's holding instead of the pipe and none of the smoke and stuff. And I'm actually leaning towards changing it. So as being asthmatic, I am actually allergic to cigarette smoke. And to me, my Santa doesn't need to be smoking. And I'm going to probably be changing this part here. Not quite sure what I'm going to do. But yeah, I have some thoughts. I just need to start graphing it out. But I will be changing up what he's doing, and what he's holding, or, what this verse is, or, things like that. So, when I figure it out, and I will be for sure, I will let you guys know. So I'm going to put him away. And then I also started, so people would talk about a blessing sampler, and I've never heard of a blessing sampler, and apparently you're supposed to finish it by the end of January. You start it in, January 1st, and you finish it by the end. I did not start on January 1st, migraine. So I think I started this on the 5th. And I have decided, out of this book, by Blackbird, I have decided to do Blessings Be Thine. That one right there. And there were 2 different Blackbirds I was choosing from, so I texted my girls and I said, hey, which one do you think I should start? And everyone voted for this one because it said Blessings Be Thine. So I started this, and I am stitching this on, I believe it's a 36 count vintage country mocha. Of course it is. So I have, and I've only done just one day of this, or one afternoon. So I just have most of the alphabet done. Really just using one thread, 1/2. So I am changing the colors, and I'll do that sometimes. If I don't have, per se, the color right then and there, I will look to see what else I may have. And I'm actually going, so I'm using, well, that first part, I think I use Turkish red. But I've also added ribbon red in here. I have steamed broccoli, little sprouts, what is that one? Swiss chocolate and oatmeal. And the only one that, they actually have only 4 colors in their pattern called for, and the only one was oatmeal. And I'm actually going to do 2 different reds and 2 different greens, and just kind of play with them. I like doing things like that and changing it up to kind of, so it's more mine. So that I will do some work on this next week, because I haven't done anything on it for a bit. Okay. So after I was watching a bunch of whip parades, and people were chatting about all of their whips, and I was just like gobsmacked of how many whips people have, and I'm like, more power to you, like, oh my gosh. But so, and after that one lady, and I was chatting with her a little bit on Instagram, and she's like, just why not start things? And she had 250 things started. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start something just because it's already kitted. Let me put a little work into it. And I had a lot of fun. So I picked up the Reindeer Games, and I've had this since 2024, and I picked it up in Utah when I was there for the Stitch West. I forgot the store's name. It wasn't Shepherd's Bush, it was another one. Anyways, and it came with the kit, so it has the I think they're Chantel's shipboard, aren't they? Or I don't know if they are or not. They might be. But anyways, so I decided to start number 1. So I'm doing it with the Santa. So there he is. He's so cute. I love the sweaters. I'm a sucker for holiday sweaters, and so far in this I'm stitching on, I think it's 40 count if I well, and it wasn't a kit like all of it, I think, together. I don't have, did I write it down? I must have not written it down there. It's all right. I think this is 40 count. Vintage Country Mocha. And so far, that is what I've got done. So I've only worked on him for just maybe 2 hours or so, if that. Really cute. Really, I mean, like, I don't know. It's fun. Very simple. So, and I am one of those stitchers that like to leave their needles. I know it's a no-no, but you know, I don't care. I do me. And you should do you. And there's no judgment. So that I started. That was fun to start. And I'm going to keep working on that one. I'd like to get that one done by the end of the month so I can, you know, have that finished, and I'll slowly work on the other ones. The other things that I've been working on, I will show you the Christmas at Winterberry Cabin. So I have a working copy, and that's, so it's that one. And he is being stitched on, let me look at my notes. So what I started doing, and I haven't done it for everything yet, these aren't as well done as I'd wanted to, but I have like these tags that I bought from Amazon, and I start writing down the name of the pattern, the person who designed it. Now this, to me, you know, book 6 and it's number 42 is because, oh, let's see. You know those, let me reach over here real quick. These books from Fat Quarter Shop. So I know that it's written in the book 6 and it's number 42. So then when I'm finished with this, then I can write in there the date that I finish it. And then on the back of the tag, I put down what the count is. So this is 40 count light mocha, and I am stitching it 1/2, just to remind myself, because sometimes, like, some of the whips, I'll look at it and go, and I'll have to pull some of the threads, just kind of like, oh, this was done in 1 thread, or this was done in 2, you know. Most times I figured it out, but, and then I just added an extra little note down there that I'm stitching this with my sister. So, that's what I've been doing, I don't know, for the last few months, rather than having to, you know, keep going through my books. Like, what is it? But I do also, although this doesn't say it on it, I also do have like these tags on. I'm supposed to switch them out, and I haven't done it. And I need to be better about that, let me tell you. Because that frustrates me. Okay, so there's all the threads, lots of fun. I'm changing. Oh, let me show you what I've done so far. You're like, Chris, show me the path. They're not iron. It is what it is. And I'm on a time crunch because we gotta go to a watch party. But this is so far what I have done. It's actually stitching up really quick. Super fun. Love all the counting. It's so cute. I am switching some colors. So the wagon itself was the wagon was supposed to be done in, oh, what was it? In cocoa? Yeah. Well, no, in mulberry. The wagon was supposed to be done in mulberry, and I didn't have mulberry, at least not in this kitted up thing. It might be somewhere else in another kit, but I'm like, no, the wagon could be brown, so I just pulled a brown out. I also changed the color of the wheels and the hat, and I'm doing like I think it's, oh, so the black coffee is for the hat and the wheels. See, now I'm looking at my little notes right down there that I have on the pattern. I changed the wagon to wood trail. And then Santa, instead of, he was done in chili pepper. I did not do chili, and it's not because I'm allergic to it. Some people might think. I wanted it a more cranberry color, so I actually changed him to Merlot. And the snowman, I changed him instead of, oh, was it? No, it wasn't fawn. Oh, eggshell. I didn't have any eggshell, and I've actually been searching for it online, and I'm having a hard time finding eggshell in stock. So I just put him to 38.65, and he's a little brighter, but that's okay because, those houses are in the distance, and he needs to be a little brighter. So that is my stitching so far on him. Super cute. Like, I'm really, really loving this stitch. He's really cute. And excuse me, I love stitching with my friends and my family. So I will put him away. The other thing that I've been working on, so I have my Whipco boards, and I'm doing one, let me show you again. So I'm doing one for any of my whips, and I have a lot of free spaces in there. And I put things on here that are not Christmas, because the other one is all Christmas, but they're not actually projects. They're just like, what's the word? Prompts. I found the word. They're prompts. So I was supposed to do something with Mrs. Claus, and then a TK Santa, which is Teresa's Santa. I haven't started this one yet. I will start it hopefully maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, and I'm going to do Santa flag. I found a kit for it. So Mrs. Claus is the only Whipco I've been working on so far, and is Mrs. Claus Bakery. I've done a couple other of these already, and they're ready mounted, and I don't do all this stuff up the top. That's, for me, it's too much for my house. But I want to get all of these done, so there's always a switch out. So far, this is what I've done. And the last time you saw it, I had a little bit of the white done up here going all the way across, and I had only the white done with that girl. So this is all that I've done in the last 2 days. Not that, I mean, I haven't been stitching on it religiously, but because I only stitch a little bit last night on it and then the night before. So not tons of time on it, but it stitches up real fast. And because, so I'm using the classic on the ribbon red and what was that one called? Brown sugar. And really Tilly will get in here at some point. I just haven't pulled it out yet. Those I do 1 stitch at a time, but the white, instead of doing the 12 grain, I'm using 3865 so I can, you know, do my rows and then go back and fill it in, which I enjoy doing that. It works real fast for me. I did have to fix her. I was off one little bit when I did her headband up here, so I had to cut out and frog her headband. Yep, I had a frog. I don't usually have to frog. But yeah, I did. So I fixed that. But yeah, it's turning out super cute. I forgot to do the brown sugar down there last night. I was finishing up His and Hers on Netflix. I thought I read the book. I have the book. And in my Goodreads, it looks like I had read the book, but I pulled it out and I looked at it. I'm like, I don't think I've actually read it. So I'm going to read it still, even though I just watched the show. I love those type of books. Anyways, so I will put on the other ones on my Whip Go. For my other ones was the California. The Calendar Crate October, and then Every Opening Flower. And those are in my Whip Parade, so if you want to go check them out, or you know what they look like. So I am going to put some work onto those. We still have a few weeks left of January, whatever month we're in. Like, oh my gosh. I will put dedicated work into those. They won't per se get done, but they will get work. Okay, so I do have a finish to share. I haven't put it on Instagram yet. My friend Audrey and I had done that top hat for Jack sale, and she was such a good sport to do this with me, and I hope she'll do another one with me at some point. She went faster than I did. Which wasn't a race, but I kind of felt bad that I've been kind of slowing down and slacking on it. But I have it finished. There's only 2 things I need to do. So you can look. Super cute. Like, I love this. Oh, he's so cute. So cute. So I did change. He does have a red nose. The only thing I haven't done yet, I haven't done Jack's nose yet. I have a bunch of carrot noses, and I thought it would work. I thought maybe I had a tiny enough one, but I don't. I still want to see if I can find one out there that is, because I like texture. I like 3D type of effects, or 2D, just extra things. And then up on the top of the line, to me, it's like, okay, so you got the string hanging around here. Well, in my mind, I'm like, well, how's it being held up? So I picked up the Tim Holtz screw heads, and there are some, so here's and they look, like like that. Oops, and it just fell, but that's a big one. So yeah, the big one is definitely, that's way too big, right? Yes, of course it is. But there is some itty bitty little ones in an itty bitty little space. If you're a Disney fan, you know where that's from. So, it's so cute. So I am going to put these down, and you're not going to be able to, let's see if I can hold it. Oh, and it fell down again. So I am going to be putting these at 4 different spots. Here, let's see if I can do this. Can you see that? I'll whisper it. So it'll be like that. Oh, I hope you saw it. I hope if you didn't catch it, rewind just a little bit and you'll see it. So I'm going to be putting those on because I thought that was just kind of cool. And, you know, yeah, I mean, banners just don't magically hang up in the air. You have to hang them somehow. So I thought that was fun. So I will be working on and fully finishing it. I'm going to say tomorrow. I don't have, I'm not working tomorrow. I'm not teaching tomorrow. I'm pretty light this month for teaching, you know, because teachers have already had their 2 weeks off and there isn't a whole lot going on in January. So, I don't have a whole lot of teaching jobs right now, which I'm okay with right now. So I'm going to put it out there in the universe. I am going to finish that, the top hat for Jack. Okay, let me move on to my fully finishes. And let me take a drink of water. As far as the internet goes. Okay, so I did share him as just, I think it was maybe in a story or something. I don't know if he actually stayed on my Instagram page. Let me pull some. Oops. You're like, what is she doing? All right. So this is the Wee Santa 2024, I believe, or 23. I think it's 24. And I've had them done for a while. I did have like a big old bow up here, and I kept looking. I'm like, it's not me. That's not who I am. That's not what I want, you know. So I ripped it off. Well, this was a frame from like Michael's or whatever, and there was a clip up here, you know, one of those, just like a clip, not an alligator clip or anything, just, you know, like a clipboard. So I yanked that off. So of course something has to go there because he's already glued down. I can't move him. He's stuck for life. So I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, finally, every so often when, you know, when I go through not Home Goods, I go through there a lot too. Hobby Lobby or Michael's, I'm always looking for accents, things that I can add to my stitching just for fun, or to add to, you know, my decoration somehow. So there were these pink wreaths, and then I'm like, okay, I can add that on there. But of course, then you're seeing the back of this, and you can see where I had pulled off. So I'm like, okay, that's not going to work because you could see, you know, the messed up part. So I actually went through my button bin, and I have a large button bin, and I found a very close button color. It's not like a hole, it's like a divot in it, and I don't know if that was meant for design. It is what it is. It doesn't bother me because far away, it, you know, I mean, yeah, you could kind of see it, but who cares? It's in my house. And then I haven't glued this down yet because, you know, I could leave it like that and okay. To me, it needs a little bit more. And so I'm all about pulling out colors. So as a quilter, you get your main fabric and you pull colors out of that main fabric to go with your other fabric pieces to pull the quilt all together. So I'm looking through here and I'm like, okay, what can I pull out to, you know, do something up here? So, and it already has a ribbon, so I don't want to add more ribbon, you know. So I had this greenery. I actually think this is what we were supposed to buy for the houses from Priscilla, the monthly houses that have the street name on it. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, and I've only done one. But anyways, I think this was the stuff that we were supposed to buy. So I just cut a clip of it and I just kind of stuck it in there for now. So that's what I did. And, you know, of course, you know, put batting on the back of this. And then I did not put batting on this board. I just covered it with some material, hot glued them all together, and then hot glued it to the back of the board. So, yep. So that's one finish that I can share. The other finish, so yesterday I had put out, hey, I had 49 finishes to fully finish. And I've done one because yesterday I squirreled. I was rearranging ribbon. I was, you know, cleaning up in the room. I was hanging up things. I was just like, oh, let me look at my phone. Oh, and by the way, I broke my seam ripper trying to do this finish. And yeah, so I had to look for another seam ripper and yeah, blah, 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 blah. So, this was a Primrose Cottage, extra piece, the pattern, from the last Sip and Stitch. And I did this at Stitch West. I loved the color palette. I love the blue added to it. I've been incorporating that already into my fall decor before all of this came out. So I was pretty excited. Now, this was, this is actually, here, I'll show it to you. I got this at Hobby Lobby. And it just said like March up here, and there was like a, you know, a drawn flower or something. There's all different shapes of these frames. I've picked up probably 4 different frames, some ovals, a couple of arches. And this one spoke to me for this piece only because of the scallop here, and it matched the scalloped here. I like, again, pulling out something in here that would then reflect to the finishing piece. Then I pulled out my box of my accessories and stuff for fall, and this flower was in there, so that got put on. I had these pine cones, but these pine cones were much bigger than what these are right now. They're actually like almost that big. So I actually cut them with my scissors and just clipped off the tops enough to just give a little extra dimension there. And then I searched and searched through, and that's where I went with my ribbon organization, because all my ribbon was downstairs in this library. Hi, Humphrey. A library cabinet that I have down there, and it's all coordinated by whether it's pom-poms or rickrack and everything like that. And I was like, well, I need to bring that upstairs. So anyways, I could not find a single ribbon that had this blue color, either of those blue colors. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I kind of sat on it for a little bit, put it aside, and then I just lost my mojo, juju, whatever for finishing anything else. I said, forget it. Let me scroll instead of my phone. Oh, let's just look around the room and get inspired. And then finally I was like, okay, let's take the other 40 something, finishes that 49. So the 48 that I had left, and like, okay, these are going to be made into pillows. These are going to be made into flats of some sort. These are going to go onto wood pieces somehow, or this is going to get framed. So, when, save your pennies and let's take it down to, a framer. So while I was doing that, I was scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, oh, you know what I haven't looked at is all of my wool. And I have a cabinet. It's actually on the stairs. It's not a pie safe. It's, something prim, done up. But anyways, all my wool is in there. And so I pulled out some of the wool and I matched the blue and I fussy cutted my own leaves. So that is 10 minutes later, my finish. So I'm super excited to have one done out of 49. I hope to get some more done. That's my hardest part. I can stitch like, I can stitch fast. Stitch fast, go on to the next one. Stitch fast, and then my pile just keeps growing and growing and growing. I need to get things finished, fully finished, so I can actually enjoy them. And that's part of the reason why I put a pause on cross stitch and I really got dove headfirst into quilting and stuff. Cause, in my head, there's so many framed pieces you can have on the wall. And I wasn't into making pillows per se and things like that at the time. I don't know why, I just wasn't. Now I'm fine with it. I'm sorry, but Humphrey's like trying to get my attention and he really needs some love right now, apparently. Hi. Okay, so, I'm now going to share with you, a couple of things that I got for Christmas. Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't been sleeping a whole lot. So one thing that I got for Christmas is my first plaid Winterberry. Super excited. I got this for my mother-in-law. She always, messages us and just pretty much just, what do you want? Send me the link and I'll get it, and I kept thinking, it's like, gosh, I don't know, like, so I was like, you know what? Let me send her this link. So she got it for me. It's beautiful. I love the red one too, and not that I'm a green, I live tartan. Being part Scottish, I love tartan. And the blue in there, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. You can see some of my goodies in there that I have right now. It's beautiful. And then I have just a few more things in there. I haven't fully, I don't have a pair of readers yet in there. I need to put in there. But I will share, so I'm a huge, let me try to close this up. So I love my backpacks, my Loungefly backpacks. I have many of them, and I always add like little charms and fun things to it. So on this one I have, because I'm doing, mostly Christmas this year stitching, so I have my Mickey Santa that I got for Christmas. And this, I got this several years ago from a person on Instagram that makes these chenille Mickey heads. Gosh, I can't think. So I pulled this from a Christmas dooney that I have that I don't use too much, and I put it on here. And the last thing I put on here, which, you know, you're going to laugh. But I added this only because, so if you don't know, this is a Slytherin backpack. It's a Loungefly backpack. It's a mini itty bitty little one. The only reason why I added it to this bag, to this, is because it was the same color. I am not a Slytherin. I am a Gryffindor. But my husband is a Slytherin. But let me tell you what I do with this. So this is my travel, and she's like, you know, she's like, do you really like your traveling case? And I'm like, oh yeah, I love it. I think this is going to be awesome to, you know, travel with. I've got all my supplies in it. You know, I just got to grab my bags of my stitching. This is going to be really, really fun. Now, when you go to a retreat, or if you're sitting at home, and sometimes you're drinking your water, your soda, I don't drink sodas, and you're watching something and you're like, I just need just a little something, just a little something. Well, you know what you could do? And this is what I've done. So I'm going to hold this up here. And inside is candy. So I've put some little tiny Werthers in there, and my other favorites of Bit of Honey. And I've added those in to my little bag. So I always have some candy next to me, safe and sound. No one knows about it except for me. And now you. So if you see me at a retreat, I've got candy in my bag. So I will share with you as well. So just an idea of maybe what to do. Yeah, it's a little extra heavy with all the stuff on it because it's so fun. I love it. This was part of my Christmas gift. Kind of to myself. So, and I haven't taken all the packaging off of all of these yet. But I love getting these. They're fun. I put them on my backpacks. I put them on other bags, and I just, actually, and sometimes they just go on my characters. I didn't bring, no, I don't, oh, well, Stitch is here. So right there in that magical cup right there is one of my stitches. That is my extra one in case my first one gets lost. But I actually use these as their backpacks. But these were the other ones. They're a mystery box. So I have a Piglet. I got two princess mystery boxes. So I got one of Aurora, one of Snow White, and the Evil Queen. I have a lavender, bigger, it's, I think, the medium size. So I'm going to put her on that one of the Winterberry. But aren't these cute? You can add these to your little travel bags and put candy or something in them. I don't know. Hey, if you're a Disney fan, you might want to. So that is that. The other thing that I picked up, because I was in the, you know, like those destashing groups, I actually had to not take myself out. I had to put them on ignore because I was looking at them way too much. And I don't need more right now. I need to finish and start all the things I already have. I thought I was going to do a total no-buy, you know, pattern this whole year. And yeah, it lasted a couple of days. But I'm being more thoughtful and more intentful of what I really need or want. But this I saw in a D-stash. I immediately had to get it. And a lot of you already know or have it. But I got It was from Hobby House, the Rose and Crown by Hands Across the Sea. Absolutely beautiful. Super, I mean, it's so darling. So darling. And this came with 46 count pyrite linen. I have not done 46 counts, so that will be interesting. And then it also came with a matching bag. I've already opened all my threads. These are all, are they sulkies? Are they sulkies? Or are they, oh, no, so what, so wait, I don't know. I've never used these. Because it almost looks like sulky threads that we would use for quilting and embroidery and blah, blah, blah. And then, not quite sure what that is, but I love the crown on it, so it doesn't matter. I think it might be like a thread, like winder thing, but I won't use it like that. And then I might actually, maybe I'll put a magnet or something on it. I don't know. And then this winding thing too. Yeah, again, I probably won't use it. I'll just leave it in there. But it matches. Yeah, it's not plaid, but that's okay. It still matches, right? So the reason why I had to get this, not because just of this, not because, oh, let's try 46 count. The reason why is because the Rose and Crown. So my last name is Rose. My maiden name, which I still use as part of my last name. I mean, I don't go by Mrs. Queen Rose or anything, but I still have Queen as my middle name. But the Crown, Queen. So I see this and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is me, the Rose and Crown. And I need to do this. So I'm going to stitch this up and it's going to hang up here somewhere in my sewing room. It's perfect. So I did pick that up. I have a thing for roses and crowns. I even have a tattoo of a rose and crown. All right. Now, are you guys ready to see some... I'm going to save the haul for another video, and I'm just going to, which is, you know, I'll do that in a couple of weeks. Let me share, and I'll try to go through these as quickly as I can, but I have quite a bit. So, all right. I will share, let me get this big old box over here. Look at this. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to try to see if I can remember all of the designers. That some of them I don't remember at all. And some of them were not made by me, but they were made by friends of mine. So the first one is Joy and Good Cheer. This is a Brenda Gervais. I did this a few years ago, and I actually put it on, it's actually sideways on the board because the board was supposed to be like this, and it had the rope, so I just cut off the rope, and I turned the board the opposite way because I wanted the slats to go up and down. And all of these felt snowflakes were still left over from my scrapbooking days, and they're from I think it was Queen and Company. So I still had all these, so I put them to good use. So that is that piece. I have Winter Wonderland. Another Brenda Gervais from her Snowball. For the last 4 years now, I think, I have been stitching one from every one from her book. So I haven't picked the one for this year. what I'm going to do. I think I only have 1 or 2 left to stitch. So I do 1 a year, and I have changed the colors to be more kind of like a, not quite teal, but this blue-ish color. So not a soft blue, but I don't know what you want to call it. But anyways, so I made that into a pillow and just, you know. This was another one I did of hers from that same book. This one I kept on. This, I think I got this from Hobby Lobby. I don't have the tag on it anymore. I mean, it's just, but I layered it. I actually, so let me pull it a little closer so you can see it better. Trying to use the same kind of colors. And this one, I did use the magnets and everything that Priscilla does. I was hoping to, you know, be able to switch this out. Because again, there's only so many, there's so many cross stitch things out there to stitch. And sometimes, you know, let's just switch things out. So I need to stitch something else to fit on here so I can switch it out. So there's that one. This is the Winter Wonderland that I shared on Instagram the other day. This is my finishing piece on it. This is by Primrose Cottage. Absolutely love it. And I went really simple. I did not do, you know, a trim all the way around. I just used some fun gingham fabric that I had in my stash and added the rickrack, you know, before I sewed the pieces together. Okay. I will share this guy. And I texted my friend Audrey because she made a lot of things and she would sell them. This was years and years ago. But this was a little snowman that she made, and I was able to purchase it. So, so cute. I have like a Santa. I have this. I have like some Halloween stuff that she's made. Like, I think it's so fun. So he's so cute. I wanted to share him. I like his pants. Let's see. So this, I made this years and years ago. I used to have an Americana bathroom downstairs. The theme of it was Americana. And of course, during wintertime, I changed things out to snowman. So I made him kind of more red and white and blue. And that is just an embroidery. And I think, yeah, that looks like a stem stitch. Yep, it's a stem stitch. And then oh, there goes the box. And the sparkly thread. I think it was DMC thread I used for that. Okay. I don't think too many things fell out. All right. So here's another one from that same book. Although, yeah, I guess it's the same. No, I think I went a little darker with the wording on that one. But there's Snow Day. So I have my opening at the bottom, so I didn't have to do anything back here. And just added the chenille. Super cute. I should have looked up the pattern name for this, but I did this ages ago. Like ages ago. And it's the photo, what is it called? Photo booth or something. And I have others. I just can't remember the name of the designer. I'm sure you're telling me right now. I just don't have it in my head. And I mean, because I did this, I did this in 2014. I wrote down at the bottom, CQR 2014. And I didn't even mat it. I just kind of stuck it on there somehow on this really cheapy frame, like seriously cheap frame. Super, I mean, it's cute. And I'm sharing all this stuff right now with you is because it needs to go out and, you know, like to be decorated everywhere. I made this wool guy. It's a penny rug, many years ago. He's so cute. And then this one I believe was from Buttermilk Basin. So he'll hang out here in my sewing room. So again, I've done a lot of wool work. I do a whip stitch instead of a blanket stitch. I like more of the prim look to it. The feather stitch. And these are the buttons. I have a huge, not a huge, I have a jar filled with these, and I love adding them to my pieces for just that extra little oomph. So there's that. This was made for me. I think my best friend made this for me. Oh, ooh, it's got a hole in it. Oh, yep, I need to patch that up. So all the wool work there. You really can do a lot of stuff with wool. Wool is it's very fun to use. It's easy to work with. So I found, I'm also one of those type of crafters that, sorry, something fell down again. I'm one of those crafters that I will see something or I'll buy something and then I look at it and I'm like, how can I make that? So I had purchased this guy, this melting snowman. Super cute. He has a little sign of, you know, I'll be back someday sort of deal. And I was like, well, I want to make one myself. And I made several of them and I gave them away. So this is my version of him. So I did him more in a white because this looks like it's dirty snow. So I did mine in white and used some homespun for his scarf. You know, got some sticks. I have a bunch of these bells. You know, the pigment pin to do his eyes and mouth, and his nose is actually a toothpick. It's just the point of the toothpick, and I just painted it. But and then you stuff, you know, so he's in 2 layers, and you just stuff the top. And I mean, it was really easy to kind of figure it out. So yeah, I do a lot of that too. I will look at something and go, oh, I can make that. And I just make it. I made this ornament several years ago. Again, I just kind of looked at something and go, oh, I can figure that out. So, and he's hanging on a pipe cleaner. And of course, the button carrot nose. Let's see, what else do I have in here? This I made in 2001, and this is when you were, you know, you still put your initials at the bottom, but this is Welcome to the Flakes. All the backstitching, when backstitching was a thing. I framed it myself. It's one of those type of metal frames. So, yep. Don't remember the pattern name or anything. Super cute. This also was gifted to me. An embroidery little snowman. This my aunt, no, my best friend Cheryl made this for me. My aunt made me something else. She made this in 2013. Cheryl likes to do the blanket stitch. And she fuses her wool. I don't fuse mine. Super cute. Look at all the wool stuff that we can do. Am I inspiring you guys yet to pull out your wool? This Cheryl made for me in 2012. This went with my bathroom. This was perfect. So, super, super cute. Oh, let me lift up the box again. Now it's not as heavy. Okay, so here's this one. I made this one. I actually made this for like 3 of my friends, I think, and I kept one for myself. Super fun. Super, super easy. These pillows, so my grandma was super special to me, but we'll get to that another day. But, and this is also a reason why I don't want a lot of whips left over, is because when she had passed and she did from miniatures to quilting, some cross stitch, embroidery, she applique, you know, all that stuff. She had some finishes and she gave away a lot of stuff too, but she had a lot of stuff not finished. So we had to finish it up, and you know what was fine, and I didn't mind it, but I've got 2 boys. They could care less. Like, I don't even know how much of my stuff they're going to keep. And yeah, my friends, or you know, you guys out there, if you know, you hear, you know, something happened to me and everything, reach out. You know, I'm sure my friends would more than happy, you know, passing on stuff. But I don't want 250 whips not finished for my family to deal with. I want them to actually have finished pieces, you know. So anyways, my grandma had, was in an exchange, and she had all of these snowman blocks that they were supposed to do something with. And she didn't. They were just random blocks. So I finished them for her. And so I put them on my staircase. Super cute. And you know, these were mostly made by her friends, and she had one in here. This was a snowman unconstructed. So the theme was obviously a snowman and everything. But I used all the same fabric on the back of them, you know, to keep them. And I think they were given as a, you know, because I was in a quilt guild for, gosh, part of a quilt guild for 17, 18, 19. I don't know, long time. And I was president. I've done all the different roles, and I was always the one that came up with the fun stuff. I was the fun coordinator. So they probably were given the fabric and the theme, snowman, and then each person had to do a block of something. And so I like this one. This one's fun. Snowman unconstructed. So that's why I do encourage you to try to get your stuff done, because you want your family and friends to have finished. Oh, hey, Humphrey, leave her alone. Thank you. I don't know if you heard that or not, but Belle got mad. She just hissed at Humphrey. She doesn't like Humphrey, by the way. Okay, so this is also something that, did my grandma make this one? I know she had it in her stuff. It doesn't say, but yeah, it's just a cute little quilt. I think she did. Super, super quilt. And it was just machine, blanket stitched on her sewing machine. All right. This was also a gift. A red work little snowman. Oops. He's shaking a lot. Stop shaking. He's like, but it's cold. I'm shivering. You could also, you know, I have all of these. I actually have a kit to make some of these because I've never made them. My grandma used to make these all the time. So I put this out on my winter tree. The reason for a lot of this too is because a lot of this will end up going in my winter, well, it's going all over the house, but some of it is going on my winter tree, and I want to be able to finally take pictures of my winter tree. Okay, so this guy I made in 2011, and I made several of them, so I gifted them. And he had kind of this funky material that I used to kind of, again, have that dimension to him. And look at his eyes. It's like those snaps. And then some buttons down there. And just on this little hanger. So you could take yo-yos. They're just yo-yos that are stuffed and made into a little snowman. This one I made, we always do an ornament exchange for our stitching group, and this was an ornament. Every time I make an ornament for that exchange, I make two. One to give away and one for me to keep. And this one I made 1 year. I love it. And just have some fabric on the back. Super, super cute. This was a gift. I think my friend Anne Marie made this one. And she was part of our guild many years ago. I don't know what pattern she used or anything. And I think she hadn't been cross-stitching long. Super cute. A friend of mine made this for me. Oh, I think he's missing, yeah, he's missing a bell. Super cute. Then here's a hexagon snowman. Again with, I didn't make this one. Another lady in our guild made it. Okay, and then here's another snowman tag that's made out of wool. So all these things, you know, do hang up on my tree. This I actually made in my scrapbook days. It's actually basic gray pattern. And so I've been doing this whole teal thing for a very long time in my winter decor, and I stamped it with, you know, whatever stamp and that I had at the time. But so I've kept that around. This one I made the snow gazer. I don't remember the name of the pattern or anything. Super cute. And it's actually sewn, so you stuff it, and so it's got, you know, the opening there, and you stuff it, and then you sew along these edges here to kind of give it a kind of like a puffed up, like, if you can kind of tell there. So yeah, if you lay it like that, you can see. So yeah, that's what I did with that guy. All right, I have 4 more pillows to share and then 2 frames. We're getting closer. All right, so this one, I don't remember who was doing this as a block of the month, but this is the only one I ended up doing. And it was just very simple. This little sleigh, or sled, sorry. And then some fabric. I didn't do too much with it. It's Gonna be filled in more, but it's okay. I'm good with it. This one, oh gosh, it was it Pine Mountain? Oh, this was years ago. I did their Halloween one and their Christmas one. So it was like you did a square a month, or I'm sorry, a month. Every day. It was a lot of fun. I don't know if they've ever, that one cracks me up because it's Elf. And look at that one. In the sewing room on the 24th, trying to hurry up and get things done. I know she did a Christmas and a Halloween one, and I shared that one before with you guys. I don't know if she's done any other holidays, because I thought these were really, really stinking cute, and I would like to see like something for patriotic or something for Valentine's or Easter. They're just really fun, very little, super cute, very doable. I don't remember, some 32 baby blue, I don't know. I don't, I may have it written in a book somewhere, but yeah. This one was my quilted snowman guy from Emily Cole. I did a few years ago. It was a sal that I did with Christy Java Girl Stitches. And I changed things to be pink because I'm a pink girl. And I have a pink section. So this will now go downstairs because I've kept some of my decorations on my shelves. And then the last pillow of cross stitch I will share with you is Snow Fence. And this is raise the roof, right? So look at all of those guys. Look at their noses. Super cute. The I don't remember what those two colors were called, but I was like, after I was putting them away, I'm like, when am I ever going to pull those out again? You know, because it was a variegated thread and it's very variegated. So I'm like, I don't know what I'm ever going to do with that thread again, but super cute. I did this ages ago. I don't think I put I didn't write down or stitch in there when I did it. Okay, and then the last two I will share for the winter cross stitch. So this one, we tried looking it up on Google and it wasn't giving us a name. I always called her Winter Skating Lady, and I stitched her in 1994. And I'll try to do as best as I can. We have some good light coming through with the sun. So some half stitches in there, a lot of beads, a lot of back stitch, I did stitch her on Ada at that, not generally opposed to it, but in 1984, that's what I stitched her on. She's another prized piece that I have made sure I've kept. I have given away a lot of pieces, a lot of Marabellas I've given away, a lot of lavender and laces I've given away. Some things I do keep for myself. This one is, this is going to be heavy. This one is Amethyst Snowflake by Chesnan. And I actually, my framer that I took it to my husband's aunt is a partner in a frame shop. She doesn't do any framing at all. She's just a partner in the frame shop. And so we took it down there and he did exactly what the picture had, where it was double matted and then had the silver work in there. He painted the frame silver with some purple and everything, but this is the piece itself. Lots of beadwork, red work, fine stitching, and don't think, oh, I did put it down. I did this in 2000. I did this the year that Mark and I got married. So yeah, so that is that piece. Oh gosh, that's heavy. Okay, I'm just going to share just a few quilts. The others I'll save for another video, because I know you guys are already overloaded, and again, I got to get ready to go to a watch party, and please root for the Niners. So again, my husband will be happy. Okay, so real quick, the snowflakes, super cute. I've done a lot of like mug rugs, and look at the snowballs. Those are cute. And the snowman. This might be a buttermilk basin one. I'm not positive. A lot of these I made ages ago, so this is a winter scene for my sewing room. I've done all of them, so they only come out during those seasons. This guy, I made him for a friend of mine, and I kept, of course, one for me. Yep, he's super long. This one I did in 2012. This long wool scarf. Another mug rug. This one, I designed this one myself and did all the colors. Another mug rug. This is one of my favorites, little mini quilts. Did all the quilting myself and everything. All of 1800 prints. And then this one, and it's, sorry, it's been laid on cats like crazy, but it's a penny runner. So I will try to, so this is one side of the snowman. And then on the other side is this. It's the town. Super cute. Oh, the door is sideways. Let me fix that door. The construction crew needs to come through. And then the last one I will share with you before I say goodbye is this quilt. Let me stand up here if I can. So, oh yeah, you can see the quilt back here. Oh, and that quilt there too. So this one is a, this is Postcard Cuties, I think it is, from Bunny Hill. Bunny Hill is one of my favorite quilt designers. And I use a basic gray fabric for it. And all of the blocks, I've used both wool and fabric. Super cute. Lots of fun. See, and yeah, I pulled these things out. I'm like, gosh, I used to love doing this. Why don't you do it more often? Because you don't have time. I don't have time to do everything. So anyways, yeah. So I'll hold it back here. Very little. I mean, it's little, but it's a perfect wall hanging. So that, my friends, is my floss tube for today. And I am so thankful that you hung out with me, that you are encouraging me to keep going. I appreciate it. Leave me a comment and let me know what your favorite project was. Whether it be, you know, one of the pillows, one of the quilts. Is there something here that you've made yourself and you want to share with me? And if, you know, if you're a new YouTuber, you know, or Flosstuber who, you know, let me know and I will subscribe to you, you know, and subscribe back. I mean, I think we're all here to support each other and encourage each other. I appreciate y'all. Love you all. And I hope you all have a awesome day today. Have an awesome week. My plans going forth is I'm going to fully finish some more things tomorrow. So look for my Instagram, Eeyore Rose Stitches, and I'll start posting more pictures over there of things. I have a retreat next weekend, so it's going to be more quilty than cross stitch. I'm going to be working more on my whip goes, and I'm also going to be doing the Whip Will Wednesday that Handmade by Sarah and Sarah's Stitchery are doing. And I already have, I've already willed, spun the wheel 3 times for the rest of the month. So I know exactly what I'm stitching on those Wednesdays. So they will be put into my basket next to my chair. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. Another cat is deciding he needs to be, hi Garfield. You want to say hi Garfield? Come here. Oh, he's a boy. Such a good boy. You say hi? You say hi? Okay, so Garfield and I are going to go have some lunch and figure out what we're going to take to stitch on over at my friend's house. Go Niners. And hey, thanks for noticing me. Bye.